couple days. Or yesterday, I should say. I have found the MonsterVerse Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong Skullcrawler. This was something I was not expecting, and I'm so happy I found it. Take a look at the packaging here. On the top, we have Kong and Godzilla. I believe that is a newer render of Kong and Godzilla with the older Godzilla vs. Kong logo on a orange detailed background. In the center, we can see the figure, the accessories it comes with. On the left, we see a destroyed city. On the right, we see the battle damage play feature here. On the center, MonsterVerse Skullcrawler with Heav. I'm not quite sure how to say that. And on the bottom here, 4+, Toho Legendary Playmate, and in warning, choking hazard, all that type of stuff. On the left side here, we got a burning city with Godzilla vs. Kong, which is the older logo. On the other side, we have a burned city, MonsterVerse Skullcrawler with Heav. And then on the back here, we have the older logo, a brief description of the film, which says, legends collide as Godzilla and Kong, the two most powerful forces of nature, clash in a spectacular battle for the ages. The monster war rages on the surface and deep within our world as a spectacular secret realm of the Titans known as the Hollow Earth is revealed. And then on the side here, we got Skullcrawler with Heav, and then a brief description of the Skullcrawler. One of the most dangerous super species on Skull Island, the ferocious Skullcrawler attacks with razor-sharp claws and a whiplash tail to dominate opponents in battle. Shows a brief of the battle damage feature, the Skullcrawler, Heav, which stands for Hollow Earth Anti-Gravity Vehicle, and on the bottom is a collect them all thing with the figures from the first wave and 2 from the second wave, and we actually have gotten high quality images of these recently, which is really cool. On the bottom, MonsterVerse, Toho Legendary Playmate, and in the Playmates website, hashtag Godzilla vs. Kong, and then the @ for the film. And on the bottom, a whole bunch of legal stuff and a way to put in the tail. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the figure. Alright, so here I have the figure out of the packaging. Now, there is some assembly required when opening this up. You have to connect the tail and the flesh. This figure does come with an accessory, so let's take a look at that first. So here we have the Heav, and it is the Hollow Earth Anti-Gravity Vehicle. And yeah, I don't have that much to say about it. I don't know anything about this because I have not seen the film yet. I haven't seen the trailer because the trailer isn't out yet. But this is a very nice looking sculpt. It's definitely like a futuristic vehicle that you could put like in a futuristic like diorama, and I really do like the way it looks. There is not really any detail on it. There is some paint right here. There we go. There's some paint right there, but that is about it. The inside is hollow. There's not that much to say here. It's just a nice looking futuristic vehicle, which yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So here we have the Skullcrawler, and I just love the way this figure looks. This has to be by far the best Skullcrawler figure we've gotten, and we've barely gotten any Skullcrawler figures. This is one of the few Playmates figures that the prototype actually looks worse than this figure, which is very rare to say. The sculpt is fantastic, and the paint detail is also fantastic. It's mostly just gray, but there is some red painted on here, and there's also some cuts here and over here, which is nice. I really do like that. Also, his eyes actually look good. They don't look terrible at all. They actually look like they're looking even. There's nothing really wrong with them. The tongue is painted, not that much detail there. There is some shading going on here, which I really like. And yeah, this figure just is fantastic. I just love the way this figure looks. It looks so good. For articulation, the mouth can open about that far and close about that far. It can't really close all the way, which kind of sucks. The head can swivel, possibly? I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's designed to swivel. And for the arms can go back about that far and forward about that far. It can swivel side to side, and this leg can go in about that far, out about that far, and can swivel side to side. Same with this arm here, and the tail is on a ball joint. And also a play feature of this figure is the ability to rip off his flesh, which is just this piece right here. And on the back you can see his back. Oh, so we can see his back there. There's not that much detail there. It's just red. That's about it. I still don't get why they did this. I feel like this is just something stupid that they didn't need to add in. But it does clip down there. There's a little hole here, and there's this little extension right here. Just goes in that hole there, and then it just push it in, and it looks good. So now let's do some size comparisons. overall, this has to be one of Playmates' best looking Godzilla figures. It has a really nice sculpt, has some pretty good paint applications, and the articulation is fantastic. If you guys do find this figure in stores, I highly recommend you guys pick it up. It is such a good figure. It is really hard to find though. It took me months to find mine, so if you do find it, please get it. It is such a good figure, and it's one of Playmates' best. And also a play feature of this, I was about to say set,